Hey everybody, it's Lisa. Today we're going to work in our art journal. I'm going to use the ink pads that I bought from Joann's fabric store. They were on sale for 30% off. It was I thought it was an excellent deal. And I'm going to test these out and do some test swatching and also test stamping to see how well they work. The Brilliance ink pads are metallic or pearlescent, whatever you want to call it. When I hear them, they're interchangeable in my mind. So we'll go open these up and test every single one. These are the small sized stamp pads or ink pads, which makes them, I think, a lot more versatile because you can just take them and edge papers and stuff with them, which I'll try. We'll do that later in the video. But I do have some stamps. Unfortunately, I had to relocate my art space from my bedroom to the dining room. So I still have a lot of stuff in my bedroom. We had to switch bedrooms with my kids because they're all older teenagers and need more space. So they took the big master bedroom and I took the smaller one. My husband was not happy with it, so he's out on the sofa. I'm enjoying time alone in the bed, in the big bed, so. But that's why I only have a limited amount of supplies here. So I tested this one out. I think it's called Cosmic Copper. Beautiful color. Of course, you can't really tell because I'm stamping in each bit there. Alright, so we're going to reapply that to the paper. They are beautiful colors. These ink pads are very, very wet. There's a lot of ink in these pads, which is great. Because, I don't know how many of us have gone through Amazon. Okay, so hang on. That's the copper. And then this one is the Starlight Silver, which almost has like a purple tinge to it. So I'm going to take a little swatch on this ink pad, or on the stamp here. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I had a couple stamps that literally melted together. I have never seen that happen. They got all oily and gross. I've never seen that happen. I have stamps that are probably, I'd have to say, at least 15 years old, and that's never happened. So I don't know if it was maybe the combination of the stamps together caused them to deteriorate. I have no idea. I went through all my other stamps and checked everything. Everything's fine, except for those couple. So, it did glob on here. Now I'm taking a piece of my husband's undershirt that I had cut up, and I am just sopping up the ink with it. I also tea dyed that to use as maybe a journal cover or bookmarkers, or who knows. You could do anything with fabric. So I just got the leftovers and stamped it on there. But I was going to say about the ink pads that, like, I've gotten quite a few of the Tim Holtz ones, the distress inks and stuff, on Amazon. And they're dry. They're so dry. And then, you go buy them at the store. And, like, I bought one from Michael's that was, like, soaking wet. All right, now we're going to do the Platinum Planet color. This is a really pretty color, and it's really great for the dark paper, as we'll soon see. But I did get one ink pad that was, like, it was so soaking wet that it was coming out of the ink pad, which I never realized until I got home. But most of the time on Amazon, and they're new pads, so I don't know why they get so dry. But these are absolutely not. These pads must have been brand new, because they're crazily inky. I'm just trying to get a good stamping of this here, because this was one of the other ones I think that got messed up. And I'm not in the best position to be doing the stamping. That's the other situation. Because I'm like, the camera's like right next to me, and I'm trying to get in the camera. I really have to figure out a better way of setting up everything, because this isn't working. On here, I'm just trying to show you that it does show up great on the dark paper. Unfortunately, I had to do another voiceover because of the fact that I am, when I get filming, I just continue talking and talking and talking, and I take forever, so we have to cut a lot out. All right, so this was the gold. This is absolutely beautiful gold. I've been searching for some sort of gold that's very pretty and, like, opaque. Because I have all the metallic pencils, I have all the metallic watercolors, I have the metallic paint, like acrylic paints. I have the metallic waxes. Yeah, I have an issue with metallic things. I always have, ever since I was little. Like, I remember getting the Crayola pencils that were that way, and then they came out to crayons. All right, we're doing Starlight Black now. And Rocket Red Gold. And this is the Crimson Copper. Isn't that the first one? I'm confused. Oh, I think I was trying to figure out what I was going to do first. I was trying to get the lightest color first, but they're all pretty dark. That's just beautiful. These colors are unbelievable. I'd love to get more of them. Maybe for Mother's Day. Go back to Joann's. Maybe they'll have a sale. See how pretty that red is? I think this is a rocket red. I was having a hard time because of the edge there where the papers meet. So I just tried it again, but it was the second pass. So a lot of it was, you know, came off the first time around and then dried a little. And here's that other copper, I guess. And I never did get a chance to write the stuff, like write the names on them, on the papers, because I went, at the very end of the video, my battery died, and it just cut off, and I was like, I've had, with this video, also, I'm doing a voiceover, not just because I talk a lot, but because I got interrupted several times. We had storms that week. This was last week. I videotaped this. No, I didn't. I did it this week. The beginning of this week. I videotaped this. And then over the weekend and last week we had a big, huge storm come through. Look how pretty that is. That's like perfect stamp. The perfect stamp right there. It was gorgeous. I was so happy with it. Then I tried to do it on the darker paper, but I don't think it really, it showed up, but like you have to do it with a lot more ink because they are for, they are to be used on dark paper and stuff, so. So anyhow, the storms came through. Water was coming in my bedroom window, like where the window meets the wall. It was dripping into the inside part of the window. And then in the big room where we just put the kids, water got in and it went up under, like I guess it came in where the window, where the wall, where the windows are and the floor meet, and like from the wall to like 2 feet in, soaking wet, the whole rug. So of course, you know, we had the maintenance guys come out and they got all the water up and had to leave the dryer on for days. That was another reason why I couldn't film this until that was done, because the dryer was so loud I could hear it wherever I went in the apartment. So took care of that. Well, Monday I'm trying to film and the guy rang the doorbell to come get the fan and to check everything, because they fixed like the outside caulking and stuff was all shot. So they did all that. And I'm hoping that's the end of it. We did have rain over the weekend and it was okay. But I also pulled the rugs up because I wasn't going to have that happen again. So here is the last color. That color reminds me of something, and I can't think of what it is. I don't know if it was one of the paints that I had. And I'm just putting a little swatch there of the gold, because I forgot about doing that. Now, on this side of the page, I was going to use a stencil just to see how the inks did with stenciling. And they're supposed to be good for this too. I'm trying to find my little ink daubers, because I didn't have all my supplies. The ones that I needed were in my room, or in the closet, or somewhere where I couldn't get to them. But of course I'm using my favorite color. And we're going to try it out here. See how it turns out. Sorry if these look a little wonky, because for some reason when I went back to start filming again, the camera got all messed up. So I had to swing things around and do all kinds of crazy stuff in the editing process. So I really love these colors. They're so pretty. Like, I can't wait to use them more. They're awesome. And they went on beautifully. Smoothly, you know, gorgeous. And then I tried to ink the edges of this piece of paper that was laying around, just to see, you know, how it would do. And that turned out awesome with the ink dauber. And I think I did eventually use just the ink pad, because a lot of times with these little ink pads, I'll just do that. I don't like sitting there wasting time trying to get the ink dauber out, and then, you know, to find the ink dauber, and then find the right colored one to match the stamp ink pad. That's ridiculous. So I just take the little tiny ink pad and go around. Now here I'm trying to show you that I touched the very first swatch we did, and it was still wet. Or no, it wasn't the first swatch, it was that one. But it was, you know, it was a while before that we did that. So I was questioning, you know, if they do dry, how they dry, when they dry. I was trying to figure that all out. And I know they are pigment inks. Pigment inks technically take more time to dry than dye inks. Pigment inks remind me more of like a paint, versus dye inks where you just, like a marker almost. They're not, but that's how I remember them. And a lot of times the pigment inks you can move around. Pigment inks, a lot of them are used to be embossed. Now here I realized that I wanted to try this just to get that, see if I could do the gold edge, you know, the fancy gold edge. And I did, and it was cool. And then I decided to try other things with these little ink pads. Like, you can make a flower, because they are petal shaped, technically. So if that's all you want to do. You put a nice little flower on the front of a card, write down on the bottom, whatever, happy birthday, thinking of you, I love you, whatever. And there you go. Draw a stem, and you're done. Does not have to take a lot of intelligence to do this kind of stuff. It's very easy. And I try another flower with my favorite color. And I think it's just I'm afraid to press too hard because I don't want like ink globs all over. So there we go. Nice beautiful little flower and quick project you can do with these ink pads. And I greatly appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for coming to visit. And we will be hanging out again very soon. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye.